guys, and welcome to Soul in Balance. And in this video we will be going over the full moon in Scorpio, which is going to be a pink super full moon in Scorpio. This will be happening on the 27th of April, and it'll be happening Australian Eastern Standard Time at 1:31 p.m. Now, because it's going to be a super moon as well, it means it's going to be even more intense. So Scorpio full moons are known for their intensity, but because it's going to be a super moon, which means the moon is going to be closer to Earth, and probably, I think, the closest it's going to be for the year. So it means it's going to be even more intense. So Scorpio full moons are notorious for their death and rebirth, things coming to an ending or things transforming. And that is what this full moon is bringing. We need to understand that we are at crossroads here, that things cannot stay the same. They are either going to end permanently or transform into something else. It will not stay the same, and we need to understand this more than anything about this full moon. Now, the key words I have, or the key kind of understanding in a nutshell of this Scorpio full moon, I've written them down, is to express how you truly feel and then let it go. And then also it's going to be about self-worth and liberation, and also understanding that the truth will come out, the truth will unfold, and we need to be very accepting of this truth that is coming out. And we're really needing to express how we feel at this time. There's no freedom, there's no fun, there's no fulfillment or peace in holding in how we truly feel. We really need to be expressing how we feel at this time, because if we don't, we are really going to be seeing these just permanent endings, because nothing changes without truth. Nothing changes without expressing what's really in our heart. Now, at this full moon, we are going to have the full moon in Scorpio at 7 degrees, and then at the opposite side, we're going to have the Sun, Uranus, Venus, and Mercury. Now, this is going with Uranus at the opposite end. This is what is going to be creating that lightning bolt change, as well as the death and rebirth process. So I don't think I have spoken to any other astrologers that can even predict what is going to happen. This full moon is going to be very much of a wild card, and it is just going to be in the relation of things ending or completely transforming. It's just not going to be able to stay the same. Now, the rulers of this full moon is Pluto, and then we have the traditional ruler, which is Mars. Now, the traditional ruler means is the older style of astrology. They use Mars as the ruler for Scorpio. Now, we want to have a look where Pluto and Mars are. Pluto and Mars. So, Pluto is in Capricorn, and Pluto is about to go retrograde as well. So this is just going to even more intensify this, just adding to even more. And worstly, it's going to, oh my God. So realistically, if we look at Pluto in Capricorn going retrograde, this is finding our own inner authority, creating structure with our own inner authority. And then if we have a look at, say, Mars, and where Mars is in Cancer, this is just asking us what feels good, what feels like home, what feels safe, because this is what we're needing to create structure with. This is where we're needing to have inner authority. So we're needing to understand how we feel. So this is why we're needing to express how we feel, understand how we feel. And if we have a look at where the sun is, that's about our self-worth and self-reliance, what we need to feel good, what we need to have self-worth. So this is why it's all working together with expressing how we really feel and transforming things so we feel good, so we have that self-worth and we have that inner self-reliance. Now, we're also going to see a T-square at this full moon. So that means the sun and the moon are going to be making a square out to Saturn, and Saturn is in Aquarius, and then the ruler of Aquarius is with the sun. So there's just so many astrological aspects. I'm so sorry if you do not understand astrological aspects, but I will try and explain them for you. So with this T-square, it's really saying that we need to consistently and steadily innovate. You know, we really need to be, and then when we do that, and then we let go of what's going on in Scorpio, we let go of the fear, we let go of the abandonment, we let go of the toxic structures, we let go of codependency, we let go of our old psychological thinking, then, you know, we'll be able to have that release from this T-square. We're going to be able to move into our self-worth, because if we're innovating and we're getting enlightened and then releasing those old toxic structures, we're going to have more self-worth. We're going to feel more fulfilled. We're going to feel better. We're going to have a better life moving forward. So it is quite intense. And we also, another astrological aspect we do have is a Yod, which is a finger of God. Now, these aspects are in the North Node in Gemini, and then we have Chiron in Aries, and then this is making an aspect out to this full moon as well. Now, this is also about expressing how we really feel, so we can release the old, so we can really just release these old wounds, because Chiron is our old wounding, you know, and the North Node in Gemini is about communication, and then that ending in Scorpio. So we really need to express our pain, express maybe how someone has hurt us, or express how we really feel about someone, and then like let it go. And if it's meant to be, or if a job or a relationship or a situation in your life is meant to be, then it will, you know, like if it's supposed to be, you know, but at least you've expressed yourself. At least you know, have said how you really feel and what you really want. And, you know, that's all you can do at this time, because I do definitely believe it's going to be majority about relationships, like definitely at this time. And it's all about really how we feel. Like Mars is in Cancer. Like we really need to be understanding what feels good, you know, like it's just oh, it's just a crazy time. Like this week, oh my God, this week has been intense. Like this is like my 10th video for the week, and like I've done so many readings and like radio interviews, and you know, like it's just like especially mentally, like we've just gone through Venus and Mercury joining Uranus and then squaring Saturn. So that's just brought us into this mental confusion, so much information, needing to transform, needing to liberate, needing things to change, like so they evolve. And we really need to be understanding that if we want something to change and evolve, if we want to keep something in our life, it needs to be modified. It's not going to stay the same. Nothing that we've been grasping onto is going to stay the same. Like nothing. So I'll get some cards for this full moon. But yes, yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. I personally don't know how this is all going to play out, but I can just say that, yeah, what's meant to be will definitely be, but otherwise it's supposed to end, you know, like, so I've got 3 decks because, you know, I just love a lot more information than most people. Oh, God. And one more card. God, okay, so we've got 6 cards, so there's obviously a lot of information that needs to be coming out. Alrighty, so we have Rising Above, Clarity, Freedom, and Solution. Now, this is about rising above a situation. Like sometimes when we're too stuck in our feelings, we're too upset, we're too emotional, too subjective. We're not looking at the big picture. We're not looking at everybody's point of view. We're not looking at, you know, some other information that might actually help us. You know, we're only just focusing on this one aspect that's hurting us. And especially with a Scorpio full moon, it's all about, you know, fear. It's really like Scorpio, and a lot of, like, I've got a moon in the 8th house, which is a scorpionic house, so I understand this very well. So it's about, you have so much wounding around fear and abandonment and, you know, trauma, that you get so stuck, like, psychologically in this patterning of the same thing over and over and over and over again, that we just only see things through a certain filter, you know. So, and this is how we're all probably going to be really feeling at the moment. We're all going to be heavily triggered, especially with all that planetary stuff going on, and it's all like interlinking. It's all, you know, bringing up the same message. So, you know, definitely something to do at this Scorpio full moon is to rise above the situation, even if you need to take a break, to think about what you want, to think about how you feel, and think about all the different perspectives, everybody's point of view, and then come back and talk about the situation, or discuss the situation, or change it, end it, whatever we need to be having, like a bird's eye view. Now, we've also got achievement. Keep focused on your dream. Now, I've been saying this all week. If you really want something, and if it's really meant for you, like, not stupid stuff, not stuff that's just absolutely impossible and it's not good for you. This is stuff that is, you know, that you've got your heart set on, like your achievements, and, you know, what really means something to you. And especially with Mars in Cancer, which is about the home, which is about our heart, which is about nurturing, which is about our feelings. Like, you know, like, we need to really look at what we really need and what we really want from a healthy perspective, you know, not from a toxic perspective just to fill a void. Like, we all have voids where we feel empty, and we think if we get something that we can't have, that we'll feel better. And the thing is, that's not what's going to make us feel better. The only thing that makes us feel better is ourselves, and our own self-worth, and our own confidence, and our own love, and our own self-reliance. And I feel like if we really do focus on our own self-worth and self-reliance, and what we really feel and what feels good for us, emotionally, then we're going to get what we're wanting. We're going to achieve what we really need on a real healthy level, not something that's toxic for our situation. Now, again, I've got father healing. Now, I think I got this card earlier this week. Yeah, it was on Monday. So yeah, father healing. Now, like I said on Monday, whatever day it was, father healing doesn't necessarily have to be about the father, but it could be about the father. It could also be about our partners. It can also be about the masculine. So there's something about the masculine that we need to be healing, and this can be within ourselves. Like, it can be our own masculine side that maybe we're not expressing. Maybe we're overly expressing it, and we're not getting our needs met because we're going for things that aren't right, or maybe we're not going after the right things. So, you know, there is, you know, healing needed here. We need to be able to forgive and understand. And once we can forgive, and especially ourselves first, because we're not going to be able to forgive other people unless we forgive ourselves first, and forgive ourselves for what we've done, or, you know, like the situations we've created, or, you know, like taking responsibility for ourselves first and foremost, and forgiving ourselves, and then you'll be able to extend that out to other people. Now, we've also got stay positive. Your dreams are coming true. Don't quit before a miracle arrives. Now, that is true. Like, and I do think that this will be like a very successful full moon. Like, I do believe, like, what you truly desire and what you really want will stay in your life if it's right for you, if it's right for your soul path. But just, yeah, like, just stick with your passion, stick with your self-worth, stick with your feelings. You can't go wrong at this time if you're honoring yourself, you know, and honoring yourself in the best way, and for all involved, and it just offering like love and understanding to everyone, you know. And then we also have listen to your heart. Your heart, you are listening, but you need to hear with a loving heart. Sorry, my reading's terrible. But yeah, I think this goes on like with the earlier card that I said about rising above, like where we only get fixated on what we think. Like, we don't hear what the other person is saying. We're only, or the situation at a whole, it could be anything, but it's like we're only just taking out bits and pieces, and then, you know, getting upset about it or taking offense or whatever it is. Like, we're not actually looking at the whole big picture of the whole thing of what somebody's saying. Like, sometimes someone can offer you their heart or their understanding or their love or whatever, and you don't see it, you know. And that can also come down to, you know, like, you know, a wounded inner child or childhood trauma and things like that. Like, I know myself, like, when I was younger, like, so many men would want to be with me, and they were so amazing. Like, they were just great people, and they were like either great friends or whatever it was, but I didn't see that as love, because to me, love was abandonment, it was trauma, it was abuse. So to me, when somebody would say to me, like, I love you, you're amazing, I think you're the best thing in the world, like, I would think, Jesus, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, I like that guy over there that doesn't like me. Like, or that guy over there that I can't have. Or, you know what I mean? Because that's, you know what I mean? Like, because I didn't get those emotional needs met. So then I recognized love to be, you know, like something that I couldn't have. So when someone comes along and offers love to you, you can't see it. So I think sometimes, you know, especially with this card, is you need to take a deeper look, like, listen differently, you know, like, yeah, I don't know why I had to go on that bit of a tangent there, but I felt like it was really important to say. Okay, so we have relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. Now, I can just go along with what I said about my old patterning with, you know, not letting people give me love, not accepting love, like just pushing people that loved me away, like, you know. And I know within myself, especially last year, like, I've known for a while that, you know, I needed to change that. I needed to let people love me. But that came from, you know, healing the inner child and doing a lot of work on myself to realize that I deserve to be loved. Because it comes down to, you know, not feeling like you're worthy of love, not feeling good enough for love, not feeling that you're lovable, that who's really going to love you? Like, what's this crazy person doing loving me? Like, there must be something wrong with them if they love me, because I'm, you know, I'm shit, I'm evil, I'm not good enough, I've got all these problems, I'm blah, 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 all this psychological stuff. So, you know, and it can be any kind of relationship patterning as well. Like, it can be, you know, like just toxic relating, staying in circumstances where you're in fear. It's like, if I leave this person, then who's going to love me? You know, like, you know, then I'm going to be alone, and then I can't do things on my own, and blah, blah, blah. That could be one kind of patterning we have here. But you will know what it is for you and what kind of patterns you need to be ending in relationships. Like, it's really at a point now where we can't stay the same. You know, like, we're moving into 2021 now, and, you know, we're all becoming more and more enlightened. We are all manifesting things so quickly now. Like, it's ridiculous how fast things are manifesting, and how we need to be on a higher frequency. We can't keep all this old toxic sludge, this old psychological issues about love and attachment and, you know, our worth, like, especially our self-worth. Like, with the sun in Taurus, we need to be really looking at what makes us feel worthy from ourselves, not anyone else. Like, no human being, no job, no car, no house, no nothing. What makes you feel whole and worthy on your own, you know, like, and then we can have these external things that make life better, but not who we are, you know, like, and that can be hard. Like, that is a process as well. But yeah, that's it for me. But I just want to say that, yeah, so this full moon is going to be very, very intense, and to just be really kind to yourself. It might be a time where you don't really feel like talking to anyone, because sometimes at a Scorpio full moon you just want to retreat. But it can also be a time where you do need to express how you really feel. You do really need to share the truth of situations, because it's gonna come out anyway, or things are gonna go worse, or we're gonna just have this, like, I feel like it's just going to be radical change anyway. But I just feel like you're more likely to achieve what you want to achieve if you're honest, you know, because it all comes down to honesty and being honest with yourself first. Because I think sometimes we hide how we really feel about things from ourselves, you know, and then we have no way of really expressing it. So I think it's really a time to just sit with ourselves and understand how we feel first and foremost, so then we can express what we need, you know, because this whole full moon and all of the planetary aspects is really just about, yeah, understanding how we feel, what makes us feel worthy, letting go of what's not working. Can it be transformed, or does it need to end permanently? But yes, so that is it for me. I hope everybody has a super magical full moon in Scorpio, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.